Why do I sound angry? I apologize, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, listen. We got off on the wrong foot. Live on YouTube. Why are chat messages so late on your screen? They're almost like 30 seconds late. Pause the stream and then unpause it. You should hopefully be live again. Describing room features as delicious got me worried. I don't know. It kind of just looks like chocolate. Am I wrong? Kind of. You know, kind of. If you squint a little, you know, and by a little I mean like basically can't see anymore. You know, like, yeah. You know what I mean? That's not... Okay, what the fuck? Am I stupid? Yep. Yes. Yes, I am. I am. I know I am. I don't know, my chocolate doesn't have geometry gaps. Not that you know of. That's how they cut costs. That's how they cut the costs. Yeah, it's not delayed. It's the exact same timing. You just gotta put the stream on Wumbo. You'll be fine. We gotta fix up some of the UVs, but first, the door. All these testers, no one gets to test train slop. Listen, there's no video game yet. Which is funny considering we've been working on it for about 2 months, but there's no video game yet. We're currently lacking in the video game department. What is a door but a shelf unit with no shelves? What? What? There's already gonna be a safe base heater. I'm gonna make it so there's a safe somewhere in the library, and then you gotta like uncover the code by like looking at random notes or something. I don't know how the game is gonna go yet. This is like a blueprints game. It's like blueprints. This game is secretly me wanting to make a blueprints game, but it's a friendslop game. Oh shit. All right. Door me. Door me. Door me. Door me. It's a big door. No more texting and driving. Take care, Krim. Is that what you've been doing? I will ban you next time you do that, you motherfucker. Hey, stay safe, Fred. I was sad Blueprints didn't do better during award season. That was my game of the year. Didn't they win a couple awards? Awards are stupid. I wouldn't mind winning one, though. They are stupid. However, I wouldn't mind winning a couple of awards. That could be kind of cool. Hey. I wouldn't mind winning a couple awards of my own. Handle. Put a handle on it. What kind of handle? I don't know. Oh. We could do a little cylindrical little flare thing. I think that would be cool. Let's do that. I like that. I like that idea. So cylinder. Hell yes. It's like a little crystal-ish kind of vibe to it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Would this actually be centered or would it be kind of at the top? I feel like non-centered actually might be kind of interesting. In the middle? Yeah. Some like 18th to 19th century furniture. This is pretty 18th to 19th century. Is it? Is it not? Pretty old-fashioned kind of like little brass knob. Doesn't sound right. You guys know what I mean. How's the library? It's librarying. Ring. It's library ring. Yeah, it's doing its thing. Okay, this is a thick as fuck door. I understand it's a kind of stylized game, but that's a thick ass door, man. That's one thick door. Hey, hell yeah, sound. Yeah, I hope you get it as well, man. How's the library? It's looking good. It's looking good. We're working on some doors. Doors. I thought it would be good to have some little cabinets because I feel like we're missing quite a few like little physics interactions in this car. So I was like, ah, fuck it. The only thing I'm worried about is every door we add in is a multiplayer replicated object. And I have no idea what the cost of every object is yet. So I think my goal right now is actually not to do a playtest with monsters. I actually think the goal is to make like obviously work on the monsters, but I think I'm going to do a playtest where it's just like everything but the monsters. So then we can test out, we can stress test items and physics objects moving around and all of this stuff, which I'm extremely terrified for. I'm using Steam P2P. I'm using the Steam server system, but it's at the end of the day, it's Unreal's networking system. You know what I mean? Still using that bad boy at the end of the day. The worry is I don't want to overload the server because then what ends up happening is everyone starts getting choppy. What's this YouTube link? A voxel engine? That's cool. That's cool. Except for the one frame behind occlusion. Maybe except for that. It's cool up until that part. Whoa. Ah! Oh my goodness gracious me. And the shadowing. Oh, oof. Still got a way to go, but looks cool. Looks cool. Who made this? Ice Control with a K. Ice Control with a K. Okay. Let me export this. Rename it first. Library dash bookshelf. Shelf door. Shelf door. Fuck it. Shelf door. Export. Exporto Patronum. I don't want to call it book because that's how we actually determine. I use the folder and check for books to generate the books. So it would be within my best interest to not call it book at all. Book nothing. All right, shelf door. Okay, so I was actually looking at the furnace door, and I was thinking we use the furnace door as a base. Where you at, furnace door? I'm in the wrong folder. Where you at, furnace door? I'm in the right folder. Aha. I should just call this rotating door. I guess I could just duplicate it and then, you know. But why would I duplicate it when I could just use it as a base? Base. Child blueprint. BP underscore shelf door. I'm gonna put you in the library. Change the static mesh to the shelf door. I forgot to set up the material instances. Wowza. So this is wood and then metal. Assign. Cube projection, my favorite. We'll do wood. It's going the right way. Metal, we'll do gold for now, because I don't have a brassy type of material yet. And then all is good. Now, is there any custom code in the furnace door that I should maybe know about? No, just a regular ass door. It's just a regular door. Now, ideally what I would do is reduce the net update frequency and adjust the net call distance squared. And then that would be a good way of optimizing these doors. We don't need them to be, you know, updating constantly. There's no point. Why would we need that to constantly keep happening? So it just makes more sense to ignore that altogether. Okay. So now I gotta look at every door and put a door on the door. You know what I mean? I have no idea what kind of collision type this is using. I should have probably thought of that. Because this doesn't really have the best collision. So, wait, no, I think I already said it's complex. Never mind. I'm stupid. Okay, so hit play. Let me see if I can get my game mode. It works. For the most part. I can't see shit. Honestly, dude, the pitch black is kind of fucking terrifying. Oh, shit. Dude, what? Oh, shit. Dude, that's kind of scary. In the game, everything is like, you can still see things. This is pitch black. I could sit here and my screen will be fine. It's running off of no color. That's tempting. This is really tempting to like make the game this pitch black. Okay, can I get lights back? It's actually kind of scary. I'm getting a little scared. Okay, so one problem. When you close the door on yourself, it kind of closes it on you. And there's also no way of stopping the door, like setting a constraint. What was the collision type for this again? Physics body. So first off, let me see if I can get this, but then keep the same one and just do -1 scale. Will this break anything by doing such thing? Ah. The scale of this is off. That's not very good. I'm pretty sure I calculated this. Why is this door looking so weird? Can you end the war for us? Brother, what am I to do? You know, Ben? Have I changed the physics handle physics constraints? Not yet, no. As a matter of fact, I have not done that yet. I have not done that yet. I'm going to make the door slightly smaller. Slightly smaller. And then I'm gonna make the collision slightly smaller as well. That'll give it a bit more leeway in terms of moving around, so it doesn't collide with anything else. There we go. Did you just make the texture so good? I shit you not, this is one of the default woods in Unreal. One of the starter content wood. I won't sugarcoat it for you. I did not make this wood texture. I just made a material that makes it slightly brighter. Dude, it's so dark. Honestly, I really like the dark vibe. It's so creepy. It's so creepy. Oh yeah. It's kind of fucking creepy. I kind of dig it. Maybe that could be like a modifier that randomly appears as like pitch black. And then the post-processing is done a little differently. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to do a little blocker for the doors. Thing is, I'd like it to only affect the doors. The problem is, that's going to be really, really hard to do. Unless I give these doors a physics constraint instead. Which could be an option. Am I using Lumen? No, no, I am not. I am not. I am not. The problem is, if I put this here, is this going to block the player character as well? Only thing it'll block is physics body. Uh-oh. You can hit the ragdoll button and then get out of ragdoll and then, well, let's just say I'm on the outside of the train now. Got quite a few things to fix there. I think this is working just fine. Let's see if the doors are closing and opening the way I want them to. Let's see. Let's go in the door because this is deriving from the furnace door. Let's do close threshold. And that's set to 1, but in the shelf door, let's set the close threshold to like 3. It's like kind of getting there, but also not. How does this work again? Handler is not valid and close threshold error tolerance. Maybe it is doing it, but I think I see what's going on. All it's doing is setting the relative rotation. It's not actually locking the door. Unlike, I should have used this door actually now I think about it. The locker door. The locker door actually locks itself. Now that I remember. I should have used that. I don't know why I didn't use that. Right. I think there's a system in here. If it locks, it stops simulating physics. Let me actually do that. I think that would be a good idea. For both the furnace and this. So let's just do that. I think this is correct. We also got to put some sound stuff on it. Honestly, I should have just used the locker door. I don't know why I just used this. Why is it so bright in here? And now, nothing. God, it's so creepy. It's so fucking creepy, it being pitch black. You literally can't see the other end of the train. Holy moly. All right, so now the plan is let's just copy this into every spot where we have a cabinet. And then all is good. Doesn't it look so creepy? I guess it's a completely different vibe for the game. And honestly, I think that'd be sick as like a little modifier or something. I could see that being a really cool like modifier where it's like darkness is dark. Darkness is actually kind of dark. We could call it Who Put the Lights Out? Great, I got another one there. So there's only 3 cabinets, probably for the best, to be honest. Probably for the best. What's the size of this? 1? Great. The flashlight's kind of too powerful though. That's just because in this level or scene, all the lights are like blown out. But in the future, I think that flashlight, I'm going to give it a lower battery. Am I still working on Super Hire, or is it in a state where you think it's good? Not really working on it actively, to be completely honest, no. I think I'm going to work on one more patch, fixing up some stuff, maybe adding a couple little quality of life stuff that people are asking for. But no new content or anything like that. All right, let's see what it looks like now that we have the doors. %30 in the darkness. That's why we got the tunnels. So even if, when it's going to be nighttime, there's still going to be a little bit of moonlight coming in. The tunnels is where everything gets super dark. I think that's a cool little mechanic. It kind of like, it could make a really cool moment even more creepy when like a monster might come by at like the right time going through a tunnel. Okay, one problem I have with these cabinets. They're only in the upstairs. But maybe that's a cool little thing. It's like a, oh hey, upstairs there's a bunch of cabinets. Maybe there's more loot or something. But I wouldn't mind like a cabinet or 2 at the downstairs. Where would I put them? Maybe one here? Maybe one here? Am I going to put any paintings up? Most likely, but I'm not working on any paintings yet. There is an idea circulating to put the Rot company logo in like gold in the middle here, around the staircase. Which is a cool idea. Like a cool little fucking thing right in the middle here. So, my only problem with this space, while it looks really nice, we don't have too much gameplay here yet. That's why I kind of wanted to add the cabinets. I think this is a nice little thing. It kind of makes it so you have to interact with this to find any items inside. Can we lock ourselves in here? We can. How does it look from the outside? You don't even see me. Cut them off with pitch black darkness. Like, let's see if the power goes out, and then you guys can see the difference between the test level, or like just playing in the level with different lighting setup, and then this. I guess I did fix the power recently, huh? Should I make it so you can move the chairs, chat? What do you think? My problem with that is then that needs to be replicated. Yeah, see the difference? Like, obviously we have some of the sunlight coming in, so I'm curious once we go into the second tunnel, what that looks like. I really like the idea of the... Yeah, see? Well, of course, we have the tunnel lights, so that doesn't really help too much. But it's definitely not, like... It's not pitch black, that's for sure. It would be really interesting if it was pitch black, though. Maybe. The thing is, my monitor is set up a bit differently, so these books are, like, kind of... They kind of give off a weird hue in the dark. They give off a little bit of a weird hue. The tunnel lights make it even more creepy? Really? Perfect. Can this door open? And can this door fully open? Yes. Yeah, they have like a little bit of a weird color to them in the pitch black. But honestly, that's fine. No big deal. Cool. Okay. I do think it would be worth putting a cabinet or two in the downstairs. I think it'd be kind of fun. I'm seeing one spot here and then one spot here. That's about it. So... let's see if this is going to work out. Can I copy paste this downstairs? And then can I scale it up? Is everything going to fucking explode and break? Ah! Well, answer that question. On the OLED, it's actually a lot better. I see, I see. Interesting, interesting. Okay, cool. And then there's one more spot. Did you guys notice that even though the bookshelf is this wide, I actually, the spot where you can walk in, I needed to make it wider so the player could walk in. So I actually have it extending beyond, beyond the size of the shelf. Video games, baby, video games. Video games. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Just copy the Z height of this one. And then we'll go ahead and copy these doors, which are not at all in the right spot. Love that for me. What's music is this? For a second there, I thought it was that one indie game, Don't Look Outside or something. Or Look Outside, not Don't Look Outside. I think it's literally called Look Outside. Okay, then I gotta get the Z height. This monitor's test calibration is a bit old, but still relevant. I can monitor using this. Don't you need a tool for that, like a piece of hardware to calibrate your monitor? I thought about getting one because honestly, it might be a good idea for me as a game developer to do that. You know, I thought about it, and might be a good idea. Maybe. Maybe. All right, so now we have 2 cabinets at the bottom, which I think is cool, rather than only the top, which means more potential for items being in these little tiny small spaces. Small spaces. So on that note, let's put a potential spawner in here, shall we? I don't know if this is supposed to be scaled like this, but fuck it, I guess. Oh, should we make it so 3 items can spawn in here? Yo! 3 potential item spawns in the cabinets? That's pretty crazy talk, but it might just work. I wish I could automatically do this shit. I gotta say, authoring this in myself definitely needs to be something we automate. This is definitely gonna have to be something we automate, because ain't no way am I doing this manually forever. Because this is crazy. This is crazy. I've heard about further calibration. My Alienware monitor has a calibration certificate and it looks pretty much perfect. My Gigabyte monitor, I don't know if it's calibrated, so. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not sure. Yes, sir. But yeah, doing this manually, definitely, this reminds me of like Suit for Hire, because Suit for Hire had such a horrible fucking process for creating levels. It was so shit. I definitely don't want to come across that problem again with this project, because otherwise I'm going to go fucking crazy. I'm going to go ballistic mode. Yeah, definitely not good. Not good. I have to figure out a way of doing this better. Maybe we can somehow automate it. As developers, we can't integrate people buying bits on Twitch and then using them to redeem bomb dropping on streamers playing our game. I don't know. Because if I remember correctly, there's a whole thing about microtransactions. That could be considered a microtransaction. But that being said, we've seen tons of companies do microtransactions from outside of Steam's platform. Or actually, have they? Maybe they got cracked down upon. Maybe that's like not a thing you can do anymore. All right. So we got what else? What did we do? The bookshelf variants, I guess. I suppose those are the bookshelf variants. I think we don't need, like, we could get one more variant, which is like a vertical, thin kind of bookshelf, where we could put objects, but you know, it's let's see what it looks like. Make sure our cabinets are working and shit. Second time's a try. A charm. Second time's a charm. So let's see. Open the cabinets. Looking good. And it's got items in it. Oh, dude. Hell yeah. Where was the other one? Right here. And it's got items. Oh, dude. Hell yeah. Did I put some upstairs? I think I did. Like, in terms of item spawners. I think literally all of the items spawned downstairs, though. Because I think it reached its limit of how many items it could spawn. Oh, that kind of sucks. It's, colliding with the door. We should probably make a collision object for doors anyways, because doors are starting to do some really wacky shit where they have like their own little cubes and stuff, and that might impact things. So honestly, I think a good fix would be we just make a custom collision object type for doors. Well, look at that. Items and shit. Deviate. How's it slopping, sloppers? Looking pretty good. We added some cabinet doors. A little bit of a fun physics interaction in the library, which was duly missing. Why is it so dark? I don't know. The lights are out. Let me pick up this glow stick real quick. So, yeah, we added some cabinet doors. You know, yeah. Yeah, quantization. Yes, it is quantization. Or not quantization. It's, I think it's technically interchangeable. You can use those. There was a different term that I used here, though. What was the term called? Posterize. Posterization. You can see the GPU occlusion, though. Do you guys see that? Look at the left of the screen. There's like moments where things are spawning in. God, I fucking hate this shit. Like, it's not too bad in this level, but it's still shit. I feel like the train car looks like shit in comparison to the library now. Even though I've done so much work on this room, I feel like it just doesn't look as good as the library. Like maybe it just needs more meshes at the front here and whatnot. I seem to have broken... Never mind. I broke the lever. I have plans for posters, definitely. We'll definitely do some, like, propaganda stuff. I have some ideas where there's some posters that are like, do not union... No unions! Do not unionize! Game looks good so far. Thank you, Purple. Yeah, we'll definitely do some like posters and stuff. Yeah. Hell yes. Oh, well, you gotta start making it so we can generate briefcases in spots where items can spawn. That'd be good. Making it so we can spawn briefcases. Yes. I do think so. I think so. I do, yes. A task where you have to go tear down anti-rot propaganda and you have to go to multiple cars to rip down unionization posters. That could be a great little side job. That could be a great little side job. Rip down anti-rotco. Remove slanderous posters. Yes. Got a problem that won't go away? Call suit for hire. Oh shit. Have a guy that says pick up that can. In one of the stations. Oh, dude, we should do that in the fucking tutorial. Oh my god, that should be in the onboarding employee thing. Oh my god. Oh shit. That would be our like tutorialization for grabbing physics objects. Pick up that can. Is this like Snowpiercer? Snowpiercer is kind of like a little bit of inspiration. But I'd say this is more like Monsters Inc. But on a train. And it's not at all Monsters Inc. It's like Monsters Inc. if it was not at all like Monsters Inc. Yeah. Yeah. GPU, I got a... I got a 3070. I think. Chat, can someone type... What was it again? It's a 3070 Ti. There we go. I got it in the end. I should write that down. You are right. 5070 and waiting. Yeah, yeah. I'll hook it up someday. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it's not a dud. That would suck. Because I've exceeded my return date. Huh? I just love how stupid this is. I want to make it so if it hits the ground hard enough, it makes it a ding, like the sound effect, but like muffled, with a little metal tin can sound. All right, library's looking pretty good. What's next on the list of the library? Loose papers. Vertical stacked books. And then a safe. We need a safe because we have the whole little code thing that we want to do. The code. And then we need some vertical stacked books. And we need 3 variants of vertical stacked books. So my book generator... I don't know if I can do like books stacking. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to generate it and then adjust the transforms. Did you hear we can use Ray Reconstruction Blender soon as an active denoiser? That's really cool. Those are like things I don't really care for too much in Blender because I just don't really give a shit about the rendering side of the of this software, to be honest. It's no disrespect to anybody actually, you know, using it for that. I just, for me personally, I don't really care for it too much. I actually want to call this something differently because otherwise it's going to get captured by the book generator. I don't know if I want it to be captured by the book generator. Vert books 01. So apply the geometry nodes, and then we can. Oh, right. These are not combined. Right. Oh, and they're all rotated. Right. Maybe I could make a book generator for vertical books. Like, I could, easily. It's just, I'm only going to make like a few of these. How many did I say I was going to make of these? 3. Is it worth making a fucking geometry node like that? Oh, well, I don't know. It's really worth it to modify the thing to do it. Who cares? Okay. Then we'll randomize the rotations. Message auto-modded. Literally, I don't know. Twitch is special. Did it move all the UVs? It did move some of the UVs. Well, that hurts. That's really annoying. Oh, come on. What? This is a waste of time. Hey, Dan, how's it going? I'll just fix a couple of these. You know what? It adds character. The downside of accidentally keeping that correct UVs button on. Whatever. It's a really thick cover book. Very thick. Whatever. Okay, let me fix it. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll fix it. Fine, I'll fix it. Really sells the slop aspect. Yeah, it does. It does. All right, good enough. Good enough. Good enough. People already speedrunning RE9. It is interesting that they added a total time. At the end of the game, the total time that you played. I do find that very interesting. Okay, we'll put the 3D cursor there at the bottom of that book. Then we generate another one. This one will just be 3 books. I feel like that's fine. Also, just because I don't want to do so much work. Okay, good enough. We'll stack these up like this. Nice. So we got 2 variants now. We got 2 variants. We need a third one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, 3 books. What do you guys think is good? 4 books, maybe? That's a staple of Resident Evil? I think that's great. I think it's great. I love stuff like that. It has been making me think there should be ways to speed up like the train, so then you can kind of speed run it. Like ways, like skill-based ways to do it, I guess. I've been thinking about that. Oh yeah, we don't have any striped books. Let's see if we can get any striped books in here. I feel like that's good. Dropping NOS in the engine? Yeah, like there's the whole thing with like dropping bombs into it, but I feel like if you... I feel like there should be other ways of being able to do it as well. Like maybe if you complete the tasks fast enough, the train gets a little bit of a speed boost. That being said, does that end up leaning outside of the realms of friendslop and gets too gamey? Do we care? Like if you complete a task quick enough, I feel like it should reward the player from a design aspect that like seems pretty like an intuitive kind of design. All right, Vertical Books 3. Okay, so we got 3 variants of Vertical Books. Tie that reward to the multiplayer aspect of it, i.e. more time to save your one friend who's being chased because they always get caught. That's true. There's always that one friend. There's always that one. Let me get some water. I have not stood up yet. Hold on. BRB. Yeah, someone said to put some papers in between some of the books. That could be cool. We do have to make the papers. We do have to make the papers. Some like little hanging papers coming out. Could be very cool. A cool little detail for sure. Hold on. Let me export this. The vertical books. Cool. Now we can start laying out some spots with some books, which I think will look pretty cool. Breaks up some of the monotony of the scene. Relieve stress by drinking. It's gonna raise our age rating, which is already going to be 18. I have thought about a stress mechanic. I have thought about it. Yeah, I don't know how we do it. Either way, I do want some little medical cabinets. I think that'll be kind of cool anyways. Maybe not a liquor cabinet, but like a medical cabinet. And then you can find various things there. Does a library have those classic green lamps? I don't know which lamps you guys are talking about, to be honest. I think this is the second time that's been mentioned, but I don't really know what that means. What does that mean? It's in train rot. Oh. Shit. I like the idea. Those could be the table lamps. Like my table lamps, I was thinking of doing like a classic one like this, but I kind of fuck with that. Maybe not green, maybe red. Because red seems to be the overarching color in this room. Unless it has to be green. Which, you know, it could be green. That could be a good contrast from the red. Don't get me wrong. The game seems pretty suitable for PG-7. Well, I don't know. With the horror aspects and everything, I don't know if PG-7 is very accurate. I don't know about PG-7, but you know what we should do? We should delete one of these spawners and put a stack of books over here. Yeah. Doesn't mean that this needs to be regathered. They're called bankers lamps. Interesting. Bankers lamps, huh? Very interesting. Someone been stacking up some books in this corner. How does The Sims keep their age rating at 7 with all the throwing up, dying, and pissing on the floor? It's a really good question, actually. You're kind of pointing out some kind of spitting, actually. How do they keep their age rating so low? Who are they paying? Who are they paying off? We need to know. We need to know. I like the different variety of books being scattered around. Damn, that is stacked to the brim. Let's add another vertical stack here. Yeah. That's a little different. We haven't done any of that. We're getting real crazy with it here. What the fuck? Dude, it's the same books. What's It's the same stack. You can't be doing that. The generator was like, yo, I put a bunch of the same shit in one spot. Let's have this hanging off a little bit. Yeah. A little bit off the corner. Yeah. It's doing the same thing here. Man, come on, bro. Generator, you're fired. Could put some candles on the desks. Someone mentioned that yesterday. I was looking at the VOD. Candles could be interesting. Candles could be interesting. It could probably fit the vibe, but I do kind of want to keep it like... Yeah, I'd want to use it sparingly, because like when the power goes out, I want that to be kind of like an oh fuck kind of moment where it's like, it's really dark. We got some books on the floor, 100%. Yeah, I got some books on the floor over here. Let's put some over here. We also need... Oh shit, did I not put that on my list? I did not. What was the thing called? Someone mentioned it. A roller, a little stroller kind of thing to put... what's that called? What's the word for that? Where you can like move... It's like a cart? A cart. Cart. There we go. A cart. I could maybe reuse the cart from Suit for Hire. Because I got a cart, and honestly, it looks fine. Okay, let's see what it looks like with all of the books being all over the place. Maybe we could put a couple over here. We're gonna have scattered book like papers and stuff here as well, so looks good. Okay, let's take a look. Oh hell yeah! Second time's a charm. Looking good. Yeah, it breaks up a little bit of the straight monotony by having some vertical books. Okay. It's not what I meant to do, but okay. This glow stick makes it 18 plus. It's just a glow stick, man. Which cabinet had the books in it? Oh, hell yeah. Perfect. We love that. Cool. The vertical books are great. Whatever. All right, looking good. My girlfriend dumped me for vertical books. Should have bought more vertical books. Dude, cat, how's it going? Looking real good. Glow sticks don't flop around like that? Why is the glow stick flaccid? Guys, leave the glow stick alone, man. Leave him alone. Imagine you hide in here and then a fucking monster pulls up and opens the door. Oh, shit. The closer to his performance issues, leave it alone. Yeah. Forgot to take his pills today. Had to submit my tax documents today. We love that. We love tax documents. Pukes all over the place. All right. Hell yeah. The fuck? You know, it could be kind of cool. I just realized. I don't know how good it'll look. There is no variety in the color of the pages. Like, there's a slight variety, but not like a crazy amount of variety. When is next tax season due? In Canada, it is due in April 30th, I think. I believe. Go check, I don't know, look at your websites for your taxes. I'm not your accountant. Add a game programming for dummies book. We got to put actual books in at some point. I don't know when we'll do that. Wasn't it due yesterday? No, it's not. I actually, you can't stress me out. I Googled it yesterday. I was getting into my car with groceries earlier and jabbed my nose with my car key. Can you like insert? Sorry. Can you turn your nose on? Look at that. First time's arm. So table lamps next. Loose papers, and then all is good. But I think, honestly, while I would love to keep working on this car, I do think it would be a good idea that we get started on the next one. For normal jobs over the West, do your employers not deduct your tax before you get your wage? Pretty sure they do. However, I'm technically self-employed, so I go fuck myself. I pay double taxes almost because I'm self-employed. I think you can still pay taxes if you're employed as well. You still have to do your taxes because there's a chance that you have to pay or you get a refund. Either one. The system is really fucking stupid, honestly. Can you make the loose papers blow around when the door's open? Brother. No. We could use a Prismatiscape. He has a thing for leaves, I think it is. No, we're not gonna put loose. Guys, come on, listen. There's already too many things. There's already too many problems in this fucking game, okay? I can't have another one. Like, for example, the vent. I gotta fix the vent. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm jumping up and down shit. Too excited. Windows with a God Rays are 10 out of 10. Right. We asked Steam to push Next Fest back. It's now in May. Good luck. What'd you say? No, I'm joining the one in June. Oh, there's a second library. Sir, a second library has hit the train. Technically, you're supposed to still hear a bunch in here. I need to change some of our audio volume system. Because... yeah. Also, it'd be cool to make these doors openable and closable. That would be very cool. Already saving features for friendslop 2. I'm telling you, if I find something cool or we don't have enough content, I will push back the release of this game. I'll make the release... we're gonna make the release very goog. The goal is to make the release very good. You know, first impressions, very important, right? But blowing papers, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Don't think blowing papers is on the list. As much as, you know, I don't think it's on the list. I know, I'm sorry. I just don't think it's on the list. I don't think it's on the list. So what's on the list? Loose papers, vertical stacked books, a safe, the cart, table lamp. So the safe is a gameplay element. Put the flaccid glow stick on the capsule art? Yes. Yes, man. I've been having some, like, ideas of what I would make the capsule art look like. I was thinking, like, the train. We could either do, like, the really cinematic thing where it's, like, the train is behind the player, and then we got, like, snippets of the players doing things, and then maybe right in the far back, there's a picture of, like, there's a slight faded monster or something. I don't know. Or we do like the train coming in right side like this, and the player characters are kind of like doing shit in the back or whatever. We got the forefront character or whatever. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know yet. Dude, our Steam page isn't even public yet. But once we get a trailer going, then we can make the... I guess by then we'll have to have the capsule art. Yeah. Get that shit up. I don't want to get it up until it looks good, because when you first get it up, it's going to try to like push your page to people, and I'd rather it be at a very relatively good state with like screenshots and whatnot, so we're not there yet. Why is Solid Snake in Rainbow Six Siege? Excuse me? ¿Por qué? Rotwood? What the hell? Dude, the amount of fucking friendslop games that are releasing. Oh, look, here's another one. It just released. Ham, the game. By the way, how much money percentage do we get for recommending you all these cool ideas? Huh? What the hell? You can play basketball in this game? Fuck, man. Oh, my basketball is not unique anymore. No, you can't. You can't do this to me. It has the problem that that other game made by the train guy has, where the arms look so fucking, like they're moving so much. Everything's moving so much, I kind of want to puke. I think it's because it's a true first person. So Is the game like you take boxes and then spread it to different places? Just got a flight stick. Is it time for me to get sucked into War Thunder? How about you get sucked into these? Dude, there's so many. What the hell? I thought I fucking filtered out sexual content. Why is it still here? I also should filter out visual novel, honestly. I don't care for them. Wait, this looks awesome. Is this it's a roguelike deck builder. Wait, hold on. Wait. Wait, hold the fucking flip phone. Put me on the wish list. Anyways, there's so many friendslop games coming. There was another one that I saw. Get out of here. There was another one that I saw. Dude, oh wait, when is Slay the Spire 2 coming out? What was the title? Just, man. No gooning. No gooning in general chat. Where was the other friendslap game that I saw? I think one of you messaged it to me. This definitely looks like AI generated. Let me guess. Because this literally looks like one of those marketplace asset houses. Yeah. Right. Dude, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I want to go home. I swear there was a bunch of... Oh shit. Okay, this actually kind of looks fucking bomb. You're on a bicycle and you're riding rooftops of a city that's oh, it's Italy. No, I'm kidding. Although all right. I swear there was a bunch of friendslap games that are all like a bunch of them coming out. Checking with the lift to Supernatural. It's not friendslap and interesting. I'm only interested in friendslap. Don't at me unless it's friendslap. Isn't there like isn't there supposed to be like a big list of a bunch of upcoming games? Oh, there we go. Oh my fuck. There's like 50 million DLCs of that one game. I guess that's how you fuck with the gooners. That's how you get their money. That's how you get the gooner money. I swear there was another friendslap game that actually looked pretty good. It's things are looking Do I use Notion at all? I'm still using it. Oh yeah, Worka's game, true. But that's not, when is that releasing? Is it soon actually? Oh yeah, technically soon, right? Chinook? Isn't that a helicopter? Double date dilemma. Why is this being shown? I swear I thought I filtered this shit out. You know what? Maybe the game released. Marathon Deluxe Upgrade. Someone's dog has been barking and for like the last like 45 minutes. I'm going to explode. Look at the amount of video games that are coming out. This is, by the way, this is March 6th. We're just 3 days in. We're just 3 days in. Keep going, you're getting to him. I'm going to... I'm gonna explode. I can't find the friendslop game. I don't remember what it was or where it was. There's so many coming out. And by so many, I mean like there's a couple. Like there's a few. It might have been a Next Fest actually. The 50 most played demos. Oh, it was Berglund Gnomes. Yeah, this was one of them. Oh yeah, Yap release though. Oh, this actually looks... The fuck? What the hell was that? Oh shit. Whoa, oh shit. Whoa, okay, wait, hold on. Wait, that's kind of sick. That looks neat. Damn, so many good games. This game I saw looked cool. Oh shit, a cleaning game? Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, that was good. That's good. That's pretty good. A game about sledding. All right, pretty good. Damn, dude. Oh, this one. We gotta go. It was the pooping game. I remember now. The pooping game. The pooping and the farting game. Don't panic. It's just turbulence. Oh, fuck. I hate planes and shit. Oh, that's a little creepy. The sledding game, before it even had a demo, had a mobile knockoff made? Wait, like actually after the demo released, or is it just coincidental that... Data center, nice. Yeah, good. Nice, yeah. Yeah, very fitting for the time. Bid King. Right. Right, okay. Right. Okay, now we're getting into slop territory, I think. I think we might be getting into slop territory. The game was semi-viral from posts and someone made a mobile game and isn't advertising it? Jesus, man. Jesus. The world is rough. I bet the pooping game is PG-7. I do not care about the maturity rating of my game. It could be rated 18 for all I know. Dig Dig Die was just higher up. Is that another co-op type of game? Dig Dig Die. Whoa. Sausages. Oh fuck, man. I'm gonna... Oh. Although they look very different, but they look great. Honestly, they kind of look great. Make squares then? Wait, Minecraft. Spider! Incoming spider. This guy's getting taken by an alien. That would be funny, actually. A monster that like starts fucking sucking you in. Oh shit! Look at that shit, dude. That's so fucking funny. I love the logo too, I ain't gonna lie. The little shovel skull. It's a pretty cool looking logo. Dude, there's so many co-op games. Here's a video about the sledding game. So, sledding game. What's the mobile one look like? It's literally the same thing. Damn, that is like... That's... like, frog on a sled, I guess is not very, you know... It's, you know, it's not crazy, it's not out there, but still... Horrible news, and I was just about to get into mobile sledding games. Blue check mark. So we need the safe, we need a cart, loose papers, table lamp. The safe could also be used in other places, so honestly I should probably put that in a different, its own task. But honestly, I think the library is good for now. Honestly, guys, listen, hear me out. I think we're good for now. The safe have a combination lock, yes. In the library, the idea is you would have to go around looking for pages or something like that. Figuring out the combination. So it's a cool little thing. Now to work on the monsters. In an ideal world where I'd be smart enough, yes. But instead, we're going to work on something else. Yeah. You seen any gameplay of RE9 at all? It's amazing first and third person modes and some very cool levels. I watched some streams of it, yeah. I won't specify what I've seen, otherwise it could be like spoilers. We should probably fix the toilet up so it's actually in game and working. That would probably be a good idea. What would be our next big step? Like, let's say, okay, let's say we do aim for... So this is our playable proof of concept that includes the monsters. Laundromat, cargo, library, dining hall, flatbed, kitchen, apartments, office. That's pretty sweet, Cat. Are you using like does it like create a scene render target or something to generate the cube map? Honestly, I'm just using a flat, like, generic cube map just to kind of give a cool look to the scene. Nothing too crazy. Let me drop it on Discord for you? Sure. Is it like a Snowpiercer type of train? Kind of. Kind of. Yeah, I think we should move on from the library for now. There's still quite a few things we need to work on for it, but I think we move on from it. A good idea maybe could be working on the rat infestation. Getting that to work in game. That's an interesting one because this technically could happen in any train. Not those poor rats. They gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta go. Yeah, I don't really know what to work on next. We could work on the rat infestation. The fuel system does need to be worked on. One thing I'm worried about with the speed system for the train is our WPO might break things. Like adjusting the speed might make the ground look really fucking weird. Let's do a quick little test to see what it would look like if it does change. I think it's in the game state. So this is multiplied by 1500. Let's see, fuel amount minus 0.5. So what is the fuel amount generally? 100. Okay, so let's read this. Let's divide it by 100. And then multiply that into our speed thing. I really want to see how fucked up does this get? How many issues are we going to come across when we do need to work on that task? Do you guys notice it twitching? Oh shit. It's like not very smooth. The speed adjustment is not very smooth. Oh no. So the speed adjustment for the tunnel is fine. However, the WPO environment, just because of the way it's structured, is snapping. Which is not great. So are we going, what are speed? We're going at 75% speed right now. Oh yeah, I think the snapping is getting worse. I think we'd have to calculate the WPO effect locally. Instead of calculating the sign in the material, we should do like a global sign value that we ourselves calculate. I think that might be the way to do it. I had a feeling this would happen. Yeah. So now we're going less than half speed. I forget if the train speed affects the route. No, it does not. So let's make it do that really quickly. The path progress plus... Oh, it is affected by the train speed. Oh, the problem is that the train speed is not even being set. So I guess that would make sense. We're not even modifying the train speed at all. So the train speed, currently we're multiplying it by 1500, dividing it by 100. So what we could do is... this is stupid, but I'm just going to do this for the sake of keeping all of this consistent. This is going to set the train speed via this. Can you hold a rat in your hand? You can grab onto a rat, but you can't really like hold it in your hand, like equip it. Okay, so I had a feeling this would happen. So this uses time. It's using the train speed. Vancouver is so much cheaper than California. Well, anywhere is cheaper than California. How hard would it be to change that train is actually moving and everything else constantly generates? That would be absolute hell, because you have to consider all the physics inside needs to now be considered for the base. Everything else, it's just not viable to actually move the train. It's definitely not viable, I would say. Those same townhouses would be double that price. Yep. Time with speed variable. So I think what I would have to do is, well, I'd have to calculate it in Blueprint. Yeah, it just seems so much easier to just not have the train move and instead have the world around the train move. So much easier on so many different fronts. Nav mesh, physics, character movement. We could just fake stuff. Like when there's a shake that happens, we could just, oh, it goes through, there's a bounding box that maybe moves, and then that causes things when it, whatever, to shake or, you know, whatever. I feel like that would just be so much better. So much easier to do it that way. It's almost like going through a roller coaster. You know those roller coasters where you would like go all over the place and there's like fucking screens and shit happening? You know, realistically, you're actually not even moving that much. You're not actually moving that much. You're just, it's moving your chair and shit. That's it. Yeah, that's basically this experience. Okay, yeah, the train speed. So, what part of this is fucking up? I think it's the... Yeah. I think we're just gonna have to calculate time on our own. Which honestly might be better. Because then we can just replicate the time. Or no, we don't have to replicate it. We just use game time. Or server time, or whatever. Lobby time, whatever it would be. There's a node for it. I forget what it's called. And then... So the problem is that when the speed changes, the moment where this is also changes. I'll show you guys what it actually looks like. I can do it here. Where's my NPC? So as the speed changes, things get kind of fucky. You can see it kind of snapping. Really sucks. And I don't think there's any realistic way of being able to only be able to use this in the shader. I think we're going to have to compute this stuff. Why is it snapping? Not perfectly tiling? No, it's not because of the tiling or anything like that. It's just because of the way the shader works. This relies off of this number being a static value. If you're constantly changing it, it doesn't know, like this isn't constantly just moving it forward. It's using the shader values. So if this changes, it's going to cause a snap to occur. And of course, it looks really ugly. Is this the scenario for the game of John Witch? Yes, John Witch. John Witch. The Destroyer of Worlds, the Necromancer, John Witch. You won't believe what John Witch does next. You won't believe what he does next. Can you create multiple instances of the speeds you want to have and dynamically change them when needed? I don't think that would work. Like, I guess you could. I'm trying to see, like, I guess if it snaps, if you keep a certain rounded value, I wonder if you could determine no, it's still gonna keep resetting. I think this is gonna have to be done in Blueprint somehow. It can't only be done in the shader. I don't, or in the GPU. I don't think it's possible. I think we need to add to, I think we need to calculate time ourselves. And then add to that time, or add to the distance ourselves. I think that's the only way we can do this. Yeah, the wave curve not interpolating properly. Yeah. There's no way of... I don't think there's a way of doing it on the GPU. Or at least if there is a way, I don't know if it's easy to do. And then at that point, you might as well just fucking do the speed calculation on the CPU. The problem then comes in... the fractional time... Yeah, Loot, by the way, thank you for the 100 biddies. How are you doing? Where's the gangster rat? What's my terrain? Just a plane with a shader? Basically, it's just a mesh with a bunch of, like, noise. If we tell it to do it in shader join, they could probably scratch something together. I don't think you can fix that problem just from the GPU though. Like, I don't think there's a way. I don't think there's a way to do it. I think you need the CPU to do something at the very least. Like, I think what we could do is we take time, we multiply it by speed, we add it to a value, and that value becomes distance. And then we could use the distance, and then we need to turn it into a fraction. So it's multiplying from 0 to 1. Because that's all this is really doing, is multiplying 0 to 1. And then the distance, instead of using time and speed here, we just use distance. It's definitely possible. I've seen other games do it on the GPU entirely. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know then. It needs to save a value. I think that's the only way for this to work, is it needs to save a value, which would be the distance. Trying to think. Hold on. You can tell I'm American because I unfortunately just paid my medical bills. Shit. I'm trying to think, where does the problem arises when we adjust the speed, it adjusts the time with speed. The only thing I can think of is doing it on the game state and then on tick. Or doing it on the, where would I do this actually? Would the game state be an okay spot to do this? Because the game state runs on the client as well, right? And then all I need to do on CPU is just calculate the distance. Would this still break though if I calculate the distance? Because the distance is it's gonna have to take a fraction and then read from the bounds. No, that'll be fine. What effect am I trying to achieve? The problem right now that we're trying to resolve is because the speed is adjusting, and this kind of falls into the whole wave curve problem, it causes this very ugly snap when the train speed changes. So it looks really, really ugly. So I'm thinking we just calculate the distance on CPU, and then materials can read from that value instead of reading its own time and speed. And then we just divide. No, we don't divide the bounds. We would have to turn it into a 0 to 1 value. We'd have to see how many times the bounds can fit into the thing. How do we do division and remainder? How do we do division, whole, and remainder in a material? We are going to turn it into a decimal. We want this to be a 0 to 1 value, because how this works is... How this works... Function is secretly a modulo. I can send you the exact C++ function. How does modulo get calculated? Just so I fucking know what I'm throwing in. Might just be modulo. What's friendslop, by the way? It's like a genre. It's like a genre of co-op games, basically. Generally, some element of comedy associated. Basically, a very low pressure. I would define it as a low pressure co-op game where you can just go in with your friends and just have a good time. I would say that's probably the best definition for it. You don't need to invest a bunch of time to have fun or whatever. Generally not really competitive. I don't know. Okay, so let's find the event tick. I think it's this server world time seconds. And then what we'll do is let's make a new parameter called distance. So this will be the distance that the train has traveled. And distance will basically be our calculation of time and speed. Very, very straightforward. So server world time seconds, I don't know, multiplied by, or no, plus no, it is multiplied. What is our speed? Is it meters per second? Is our value meters per second? I don't even know what our what this is technically considered as. 1500. Is this 1500 meters per second? How fast the train progresses every update tick. Examples per second. I guess it would be meters per second. So it would be the world time seconds, 1 second at train speed So it'd be this multiplied by this plus whatever distance has already been elapsed. No, we don't care about the world time seconds. Actually, now I think about it, we don't care about the world time seconds. Basically loops the value by a base value, mod AB, with A being the input and B is the base. So mod 12.6 would loop it around twice, and I think the result is 0. If like a clock where the maximum amount of hours is B. Okay. Why not just multiply the value we add onto the time in the shader instead of multiplying the whole time value? minus multiply the value you add onto the time in the shader instead of multiplying the whole time value. This isn't correct right now. I'm just trying to figure this out. The problem is adjusting the speed causes the entire shader to shift, because it's not like plussing a distance and then continuing it where the speed left off. If we suddenly start slowing down, it's not continuing the distance. It's basically setting the GPU or the shader wherever the speed is. That's the problem. I don't know what the way would be to make it so the distance continues where it was, separate from the speed, I guess. I don't think we care about server world time seconds now I'm thinking about it. Although, yeah, I think what we want is this is also technically not correct. The delta seconds for this is technically not correct, but let's just whip something together just so we can get this working. I think what I want in the train state is we should have a distance value in here. Where is that? Where are you? Where did I specify this struct? Train state. Where are you? Probably in the structs folder. Aha, here you are. Let's do path distance. And then we can set that on there. I think that's our problem, is that the distance is not technically being saved in the GPU. So we're running into a problem where it just shifts everything. So we need to just save the distance. And I think we can, I think it's fine if we just do it in the shader. I really don't think it'll be that big of an issue. I think. I don't think it should be that bad, right, guys? Right? Right. Okay, I have a question. Since we're doing this on tick, which is really stupid, but it's the only way I can think of updating the distance. Oh, I should have opened what I had opened. Fuck. This is probably going to sound a really stupid question. How do I take my delta time Okay, so let's say this is meters per second. Right? Let's say it's 1500. How can I calculate 1500? It's not multiplied by delta seconds. How can I do 1500 per second without doing it on a timer? I know this sounds really dumb. All right, let's just try this out first, and then I can figure out that part. This plus distance, then set the distance. Ideally, we'd want to do this on the server at some point. So that becomes path distance, and then a distance will then read from that value. Now what we can do to see if this is occurring correctly is see what our distance is as we go through. Do the delta math? Okay. What do you mean by delta math? How would we go about doing that? If you want this to be turned into meters per second. Okay. Actually, what is our train speed value? I think this is actually set to 1. Wait, do the train tracks get affected by the pitch? I can't tell if we're coming to a stop. Huh? What happened? I don't remember our train speed being affected that badly. It's a 0 to 1 value. Wait, what's happening to our train speed? Hold on, I need to see this. Our speed being like slowed to a halt? We still have a shit ton of fuel. What happened? Wait, what happened? Something's not right. Is it because I hooked up the... So the train speed is this multiplied by this, and then the fuel amount divided by 100. Huh? You just multiply it with 100. Okay, okay. Why is it slowing in segments? Why not smoothly? I'll probably figure that out in a future date, but technically it shouldn't be slowing down that quickly, so you won't really notice it as much. I don't really know why. We're only setting path distance here. Train speed is this divided by 1500. Let's see here. Unless train speed is actually meant to be... No, I'm pretty sure it's a 0 to 1 value. $1,500 will result in 1,500 centimeters per second. I'll probably adjust this soon. I just gotta figure out why the train is slowing down that quickly. What is the fuel amount? Can I actually, I want to see if I can maybe read what the... No debug value. That's really annoying. How can I read what the fuel amount is? The fuel amount is 92.5. We've almost come to a stop, though. Huh? Train speed. Oh, it's probably that. Okay, let's keep the train speed at 1. Let's do this. We'll do fuel amount divided by 100. And then let's put that into the train speed instead. That's going down a lot slower. Now, obviously, that's not how it's going to actually work, but... The rail system is going to need a completely different sound effect, because this is not a right... This is not the right kind of curve. Okay, so now... let me double check that distance is being set correctly. So put that there. Don't need to reach speed anymore. This will give us... Okay. I think this is a multiplication of 1500 because the train speed is a 0 to 1 value, I think, which is stupid, but honestly I should just set that to the right value so I don't have to keep doing these calculations all over the place. I think this is 1500, but we'll mess with that. Let's see what we can do with the shader now, though. Let's see what we can do with the shader now. So, let me read what you guys said about modulo. Basically, loops the value by a base value, with A being the input and B is the base. The mod 12.6 would loop it around twice, and I think it would result in 0. It would result in 0 because it no longer has a remainder. So, old system. Then we'll take this, and then we'll read distance, and then distance, if I'm understanding this correctly, is then modulo by bounds. If I'm understanding this correctly, let's see if this works. Here we try calculating the time multiplied by speed value outside the shader and then putting the entire offset in the shader instead of calculating in the shader. That's basically what we're doing with this ego. So we're essentially saving where the distance is using time. And then Yeah, that's basically what we're doing, because that's, I think the problem is that the distance is, yeah, without saving that on the CPU, I think it's causing issues for us. I don't know if this is the right speed. It looks kind of similar. Let's see as it slows down. What does it look like? I think it's resetting as well. It would have broken by now if this isn't working. Yep, working just fine. So modulo was it. Oh yeah, it's slowing down. Look at that. Yeah! That's all it was. And you can't even really tell that the speed is going down. Hold on, I need to see... Oh, it's going really slow now. What's our fuel? Very low. Is the route slowing down as well? Oh yeah, it basically creeped to a stop. Okay, so we're starting to slowly get the gameplay for the speed in. Hell yeah. And then the train explodes if you come to a full stop. All right. Yeah, we've come to literally a full stop. Cool. Now, what happens if I start feeding the engine? There might be a bomb in here. Get in! Oh, shit. I have no clue what the state would be if the train comes to a full stop. I still don't know what I'm gonna do, Sass. It's a very good question. Hurry, we gotta bring the train back up to speed. I don't know why. I don't know if my left click is dying, but... Dude, it just keeps releasing objects. You see that? It keeps like randomly releasing objects. Can you put the rats in the furnace? Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, yes. Did I put a cog in the... Oh, great. Okay, so game balancing is going to become a problem now. Now that I hooked this system in, the fuel is eating really, really fast. It's eating really fast. Divided by 100. So this is going to be a lot more complex, calculating the speed of the train, because we also want to take into account like what kind of faults there are on the train, etc. And then how long those faults have been active. How long before the train stands still if you don't do anything? Good question. Let's in my graph, instead of this, let me get world times seconds. We can calculate that by just reading how long the server has been up and seeing how long it takes before. Well, we changed the fuel, how long the fuel lasts, so this is going to be very different. So we're running at 2 minutes now. Now we're at 3 minutes. 4 minutes. I don't know where we're at now. This is, what is this? 5 minutes? Around 5 minutes, 30 seconds. And that's without any other, like, elements being taken into account, like mechanical stuff going wrong and whatnot. That was an idea I had, Blood Assassin. Yeah, like something's like chasing after you. So that nearly gets you to the end. Now, this right here could change from route to route. Yeah, we could make it so it's like, maybe we're like out in the wilderness technically, and because of that, monsters start coming in from the sides. Train eaters. The train eater. It's not the snake eater, it's the train eater. Yeah, alright. You think this is funny? Okay. Really? Really, man? Okay. So a lot of game balancing is going to have to come into play because we don't want it to be too punishing, because then it's like too hectic. Why does it let go? Like, why are you letting go? Is my mouse dying? Something is causing me to let go for some reason. Put the locker door in the thing. Now, there will be other items like coal, and coal will provide a lot more fuel. Like right now, everything, all of our items are kind of shit. Except for the flashlight, apparently. What? Okay. Good. Okay, we're slowly getting into a territory where all the pieces are coming together. It's just a case of... Now, that's if you... Okay, so to be fair, we just stood around doing nothing, nearly reached the end of the route. Right? We did nothing. So within those 4 minutes and 30 seconds, we would hope that the players are going out, grabbing shit, going into the different rooms, grabbing items, and like bringing it to the front. Heavy items they have to carry themselves. Right. This is interesting because we start getting into like, we have all the pieces together. Now it's just like adjusting data and different float values together and whatnot. Will the better items be further back in the train? Not necessarily. It just might be random. There might be better items in the back of the train. We could always do that. This needs item spawners. Yeah, the door's closed. Listen, our business is closed. Please come back later. See, this is where I think we just need all of our train cars to have, like, loot and content and whatnot, so then that way we can quickly fill up the furnace. So let's see. That was us just scrambling around for some items. And we kept it full. And we're already, like, halfway to the route. Now, of course, the speed of the train will calculate it in different ways. So you go faster if you keep the fuel up. I feel like that would make sense. We'd probably want that in the end game. Like, as long as you keep your fuel above 75%, the speed of the train will continue going at max speed. I feel like that's a good little skill check is constantly keeping it kind of fueled up. Are they all already on the train when you start? I think every route will have more monsters on the train, but yes, they'll basically be on the train already. Because remember, this is a monster train. Like, technically, the monsters are just passengers in this monster society. You know? In their eyes, they're not monsters. So, yeah, they'll be on the train already. So yeah, those things we probably want it to affect the performance of the train. Yeah, for some reason it just randomly releases. See, this would be cool if we could put a bomb in the furnace and then it like speeds up the train. That could be a cool little skill check kind of thing. It's like quickly put it in the furnace and it speeds it up. Just make the print string. Dude, I completely ignored the print string. It's not even in my brain anymore. I think it has to do with if I have something equipped in my hand, it causes me to let go. There's like random instances where it causes me to let go. Okay. Cool. We're starting to get into a territory where... So we fixed the little GPU thing. I don't know if that's on my task list. I know speed. Speed. Where is that? Fuel system. But here's a problem I have with the way that we currently have this designed. Are we making it... Are we putting too much emphasis on the train engine car? I guess by having a threshold where the speed continues at max speed, it allows players to have that beginning stage of the game where the train will keep going at a max speed until it reaches like 75%. So then that way they can bring a bunch of items to the front and then start feeding the engine. And then at the point where it starts getting at 75%, then we can start like, or whatever the timer might be, maybe like 30, 60 seconds in, then we start breaking things on the train. So there's like maybe stages in the design. Yeah, we could basiator. We could definitely do like punishments or even like benefits for getting there faster. Definitely. We'll get to those things down the line for sure. For sure. Yeah, I know. I just forgot to set it. Yeah, I think something's in game where it's causing it to release the left click. We're gonna have to fix that. Okay, that's good though, because we're already getting started on that stuff, which is neat. One of the funny things is we have a path progress float value, which is kind of useless now because the distance is kind of already a thing. So we could use the distance as a way to determine where we are. Whatever. Well, you know, whatever. Yeah, whatever. We're literally doing the same calculation. We have the speed divided by a value plus is basically doing the same thing. It's just here it does it on event tick. Which is kind of funny. Obviously, another benefit of keeping the train at max speed is less chance of dying from a monster, right? Because the longer you're on the train on a route, potentially the worse things might get. Yeah. Yep. Hello, Ninja. What time is it in Ireland right now? I feel like it'd be pretty late, right? Would it be late or early? Oh, cool, Cat. I'll definitely check it out. Let's see what you got going on here. Capture from viewport first person. So that's defining the variable or the function. Oh yeah, it is using a scene capture cube. Okay, thought as much. I thought so. I thought so. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. About 10 p.m. That's not so bad. I was actually thinking it was going to be a lot later. Okay, cool. Well, we have the speed of the train now affecting things. We fixed the WPO, which looked really off. Thought that was going to be a bigger problem, but actually saving the distance was actually relatively straightforward. Just had to think it through. I don't think it's like snapping, so we don't see any weird snapping going on, which is good. We've essentially resolved that entire problem, which is awesome. Awesome. This is starting to feel like a video game. Sort of. Still a lot to do, though. Cool. Okay. So one thing I'm worried about is I don't want to... At least for the first route... Yeah, whatever. Don't care about that anyways. I feel like for the first route, we want to make things a little bit more, I guess, loose. Allow players to kind of lean into the game. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be pretty important. Give enough space where you you're not like stressed out to keep the train running or anything like that. If that makes sense. So we're gonna have to figure out what the difficulty curve is gonna be and what we do. Maybe the amount of fuel that gets used up is slower. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. It's gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting figuring out all those elements. Because you remember, right now I have items spawning in the engine car. I don't think we're gonna have that many engine car spawns for items, if any at all. So depends how fun you want to keep it. Right. That's gonna be the interesting question, is how much do we balance being goofy and keeping it as a sandbox, and how much do we want to make it so it's like we keep the player doing stuff, right? So that's going to be part of the challenge. Have you thought about making engine cars stack on top of each other, so when the tunnel comes by, it just destroys that car? Engine cars stack on top of each other. Making engine cars stack on top of each other, so when the tunnel goes by, it just destroys that car. Why are the doors talking? You know, conversations. Thought about making engine cars stack on top of each other, so when the tunnel goes by, it just destroys that car. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm unsure what you mean. Yeah, by design, the game is pretty hectic by design. So I do want to, you know, be careful. I don't want to... But I also don't want to make the routes too long. Like, let's say you have to do 5 routes, and the first route alone, and as the game gets hard, the game would typically get harder. If one route is 15 minutes and you got to do 5 routes, that's like an hour. I guess technically a full run of Peak, though, could take an hour. I've seen some runs where it takes like 30 minutes to an hour. You know, cargo crates stack vertically. It'd be pretty goofy to see another train car on top of a train car. Oh, I see. What the fuck? Ah! Okay, my finger... Okay, listen. I'm getting old. My finger just slipped and went on A, and then I died. It just happens. Okay, I don't know what to say. Alright, anyways. Good difficulty scale, and that can determine how long it takes. Might be time to just add some collision for the terrain. No. That sounds like it would be terrifying. Although, I might add a very simple collision on this. But I think ideally, depending on the speed of the train, I would impulse the player. So it's like imitating the speed of them like falling out. We do have to make a death state for the player. We do have to make a death state for the player. It makes me wonder if I should make a system where it's like coyote time, but instead of coyote time, it's like sticky floors or something. I don't know how else to call that. Where it's like if you're about to jump off of a... about to fall off, it like keeps you stuck for like 0.5 seconds. So then that way you really gotta like... You really gotta like, you know, try to fall off, I guess. It like tries to keep you on. Almost like it's like a last stand kind of thing. I don't know how else to say it. See, like right there, like literally just threw me off. But what if I could somehow... I don't even know how I'd calculate that. What if someone pushes you off? Well, you know. Yeah, well, you know. What's all the pink stuff? The monster has somehow died. Either that, or they clipped through the floor, and now they have nowhere to navigate, and so they're constantly trying to find a spot to go to. It's a bug. It's just a little, yeah, it's just a little mini bug. You know how it goes. I recognize those crates from Super Hire. Well, crates are pretty similar. I might be using those meshes. Stick a collider on each railing / border, use the player's X coordinates. I'm thinking if the player hasn't jumped, we can do like a line trace underneath their feet constantly to check if they're about to fall off or like somewhere. And if they are, maybe we like reset their velocity. Shake my head, reusing assets. Dude, I have been making so many of the assets in this game. I've been making so many assets for this by hand. Because honestly, it's a relatively, I guess, unique art style, I guess. It's so fucking dumb. Library car is chef's kiss. I wonder how we could make the engine car look as good as this, because... Can I request the park car to be made today? I don't know about the park car. I was actually thinking the next car I could do is the office. The office car was the next one I was thinking about doing. Bomb? No bomb, nothing. Add some trim. Maybe that could be enough to kind of... You know what might be good? A bottom color decal. Like a colored bottom right here. That might be good. We got to put an employee handbook here hanging, and then maybe another one here. So like we'll have a couple books here. We're gonna have posters in here, so maybe the posters will help. Maybe some wire/pipes. We got a couple. I was maybe thinking we could put one pipe like this running along here. So we could always just do that. Have a T section here. Run it along here or something. Maybe some seating. I was thinking of some seating at the front. We could put a chair or something here. I was thinking like maybe in this corner we have like alright. Yeah, alright. I was kind of thinking like Lethal Company having a, bunk beds. But then this is gonna look too symmetrical. We're gonna have to move these lockers somewhere else. Like maybe we put walls right here. Here and here. Here and here. Bunk beds. Maybe we move the... Oh no, we can't move that. I was thinking of shifting the door to give us more space in a spot, but... How about a home cinema? Yeah, where would we fit a home cinema, huh? Maybe get a little popcorn machine while we're at it. Yeah, a little popcorn machine, why not? What? For some reason that bugs out. Am I gonna make an animation of the monster breaking stuff on the train? Probably not. I'm keeping animations at a very minimal amount for this project because I can't be bothered. Guys, get this. There's a bot machine. There's a chat bot that just posted. Go to trumpcasino.bet. Use Trump for $500 free. Easiest money ever. No cap. Oh shit. Send the link now. I need those free $500. Listen, here's my reaction to that. Pump, pump, pump. That's the chatter. That's the chatter that just posted that and got caught by the bot detection. Oh shit, there he goes. Anyways, good stream. See you guys tomorrow. What day is it today? Yep, see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, maybe a bunk bed could be kind of cool. Maybe some chairs. We could look into that. We could look into that. Anyways, I'm hungry. I'll see you guys. We plunging. Good stream though. We figured out some of the train stuff. We're gonna have to do quite a bit of balancing. Which is good. It's good to figure that out. It's good that we get started on that because that's pretty important to the core gameplay. And then, yeah. Where's the closet of plungers? We can make one. Oh, plungers and sponges. Yeah. Get in there. Yes. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks for lurking, chat, and sticking around. Good stream, good stream. I might get started on the office car today. That's on our list, right? Yeah, the office car. We also got the apartments car, the kitchen car, the flatbed we've gotten started on. We can do multiple variants of the flatbed as well. The dining hall, library looking very good. Yes. Yes, very good. Very good. All right. Good progress. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day or night, whatever time it may be. And I will see you on the flip side. Yep. The flip side. Yep. All right. Goodbye.